Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is about to enter the auditorium. You are all requested to please rise as the academic procession enters. Ladies and gentlemen, now the national anthem will be played. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Deans, faculty, and staff of the NED University, I, Sajida Zaki, Professor and Chair, English Linguistics and Allied Studies Department, welcome you to the first special convocation of the NED University of Engineering and Technology. It is indeed an extraordinary moment in the 100-year history of this prestigious institute, as the first honorary degree will be conferred. To begin formally the proceedings, I would request the Honorable Governor Sindh, the Chancellor, to please declare the first convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mohammed Bilal Usmani, Assistant Professor, Department of Essential Learning, is requested to come for the recitation of few verses from the Holy Quran and their translation.
Assalamu alaikum. I'll recite from Surah Ra'd, chapter 13, verses 20 to 22 of the Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الذين يوفون بعهد الله ولا ينقضون الميثاق والذين يصلون ما أمر الله به ما صلوا شون ربهم والذين صبروا به وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا أولئك لهم صدق الله. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Those who fulfill the covenant of Allah and do not break the contract, and those who join about which Allah has ordained to be joined, and fear their Lord and are afraid of evil of their own account, and those who exercise patience, seeking the pleasure of their Lord, and establish prayer and spend secretly and publicly from what we have provided for them, and remove the evil with goodness. Those will have best consequence of their good deeds, and there will have a good eternal home. May Allah give us complete understanding of the Holy Quran according to the path of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you.
I would now request Mr. Mervyn Francis Lobo, CEO Marie Adelaide Leprosy Center, to present a citation. Mr. Mervyn Francis Lobo remains a very close friend at St. Patrick's High School of Mr. Murad Ali Shah.
Thank you, ma'am. His Excellency, Chief Minister of Sindh Syed Murad Ali Shah, Honorable Governor Sindh, Mr. Tasori, Pro-Chancellor Mr. Abbas, and of course, the Vice Chancellor, Mr. Lodi, Dr. Lodi, distinguished guests, alumni. I see some of the ministers, Mr. Sadiq Ali Mehman, then Nasir Shah, Sharjeel Mehman. Alumni I've already mentioned, friends, and of course, the staff members. Good evening, and from my side, I really feel overwhelmed. And the reason is, I feel overwhelmed because I see the group of patricians of class of 77, and it is still being led by our perpetual prefect of discipline and our group captain, Mr. Sohail Ilahi. So this was personally for me. I really feel privileged and honored to be speaking at this really memorable occasion. Well, they say that alumni, they are known by the institutions. And of course, there are certain institutions that are known by the alumni. Today, I think it's a memorable occasion as one of the leading alumni has secured this very prestigious honorary doctorate degree. Your Excellency, my congratulations to you. And it is really something that you have achieved over years of dedicated service. It's not only the way you have been working for institutions, but also the people of Pakistan. Why say people of Pakistan? Because your span goes much wider from Sindh. So this was something when we talk about contributions, we personally feel that it is not only that it's an honor and privilege that you have acquired, but I think it is an honor for all the institutions that you have studied from, starting way back from St. Bonaventure School, Hyderabad, of course, St. Patrick's School, then DJ Science, NED University, and of course, Stanford University. Ladies and gentlemen, I represent the Marie Adelaide Leprosy Center, and this was established in 1956. We started as a leprosy control program, and I'm proud to say that Pakistan controlled leprosy 4 years ahead of the WHO target. But controlling does not mean that leprosy is over. We are still getting around 300 new cases. But to sustain the short-term success of leprosy control in the long run, we started adding other disciplines like tuberculosis, prevention of blindness, mother and child health, and community-based inclusive development. I have two experiences that I want to share with you all. One is when Dr. Ruth Faur passed away. The people of Pakistan, they said that this lady came from Germany and she started this work for the people of Pakistan. And after her passing away, this work should continue. So this was a pledge that the people of Pakistan had taken. Definitely people came forward, and the greatest support that this organization got was from the Sindh government. And it was not only in the form of the annual grant, which kept on increasing, but also logistics, medicines, and from time to time, whenever we had any issues, there were friends in the Sindh government that resolved those issues. So this is the sort of support that we got. And the second experience that I should say should have come first was when Dr. Ruth Faur passed away. The same day, our CM came to our center. And when he came, he had that concern, that feeling that he has lost a person who was really contributing to a cause in Pakistan. And you'll have all experienced when people came, they announced in a very loud way that, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But our CM, he just prompted in a very soft tone that I have moved an application for a state funeral. And that set the stage. And the rest, you all know, it is history. She did get a state funeral. Our CM didn't stop over there. He went a step further by renaming one of the most prestigious hospitals in the province of Sindh after Dr. Ruth Pfau. And that hospital was the civil hospital. So you see, there are times when people talk about things, they forget, but our CM has been following it up. And he didn't stop over there after announcing. He went to the wards and he met the persons who were affected by leprosy. He embraced them. He shook hands with them. He sat with them. He made them feel that as if he's one of their own. And sir, this I didn't share with you. The next day, the patients who represented Pakistan, because they were from the province of Sindh, Balochistan, KP, Punjab, Azad Kashmir, and even Gilgit-Baltistan. They didn't say that the CM of Sindh had come. They said, "Hamare CM aaye the." So this was the moment where it defined our CM's personality. Being on the board of a few charities, I've been moving around in circles where people, they really feel that there is an individual at the helm of affairs who listens to them, who sorts their problems out. And they feel that there is an individual who is approachable not only to individuals, to charities, or to institutions in distress. Everyone for him is approachable. There are small things maybe that people don't know. There is a life that our CM saved. Maybe he doesn't even remember now, but this gentleman was in a critical condition and he needed a heart surgery. And when the approach was made, the CM made arrangement, and the next day, that person's life was saved. And sir, that person was so overwhelmed that he came to the World Leprosy Day when you were our chief guest, and he wanted to meet you and say thank you, but he could not muster enough courage to approach you. And he had tears in his eyes. And he said, Mr. Lobo, if you meet the CM, please convey my gratitude and thanks, not only from my side, but on behalf of my family. And tell him that my family prays for his long life and prosperity. And there was another situation. You all know about Darul Sukun. There was a situation where Darul Sukun was in serious trouble. And it was only with the intervention of our CM that the possible disaster was averted. And the exact words of the CM was that we cannot let Darul Sukun go down. So I stand in front of this audience as a symbol of diversity and inclusion. And I'm proud to say that our CM embraces and respects every religion. And at this moment in our group, we have the Sodas, Rajveer and Vikram, Lenny Dias, Ignatius Gomes, who's come all the way down from USA, and Leslie Rodrigues. It is really a great feeling to have a friend who is a CM. But to be very honest about it, it is really, really great to have a CM who is friend to his people. Sir, you are really a people's man. I take this opportunity to thank the NED University for providing me this opportunity to express my feelings for a really fine human being. Thank Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the next citation will be presented by a colleague, class fellow from DJ Science College. And I would now request Professor Syed Zafar Zaidi, CEO, Indus Hospital and Health Network, to please come forward.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Governor Saab, Chief Minister Saab, Pro Vice Chancellor Saab, Chancellor Saab, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all the faculty and friends of NED University. It is in keeping with the great traditions of all educational institutions, I declare that I have a conflict of interest here because I've known Chief Minister Murad Ali Shah Saab for the last 45 years, since the days we were together in DJ Science College. Hence, whatever I say today will be biased. So in DJ Science College, Murad Ali Shah, a tall, lanky young man, had joined from Petaro, as you just heard. He was in pre-engineering and I was in pre-medical section, but we had many common friends. He moved on to become an engineer and I a doctor. In Dow Medical College, his sister Lubna was in my batch. So this connection between us continued, even though both of us were in different spheres of work and in different parts of the world. Fast forward a few years, and Mr. Murad Ali Shah became the finance minister in government of Sindh. By then, Indus Hospital had been established as a hospital providing free of cost quality care to all. But we had a problem. The land the hospital was built on needed to be regularized as a medical facility. We approached Murad, and I can't forget what he said, and I quote, "What you are doing is the government's job, and we should be the ones thanking you." He made the regularization possible by requesting for a government grant. Since then, Indus has found a true friend in Mr. Murad Ali Shah. He has always demonstrated sincere concern for the health and well-being of his fellow citizens. His personal dedication towards the development of the province and leading the province of high quality, free of cost health initiatives for the people of Sindh is indicative of the compassion and empathy he has for his fellow citizens. Throughout his career, and especially now as the Chief Minister, Syed Murad Ali Shah Saab has made remarkable contribution to establishing schools, dispensaries, construction of public infrastructure, and provision of jobs to the underprivileged. In particular, he has been instrumental in provision of health services to the poor people of Sindh. For me, two of the most outstanding qualities that Mr. Murad Ali Shah is blessed with are foresight and leadership. The public-private partnership initiatives, especially in health, are projects close to his heart. He has identified gaps in the public sector and leveraged opportunities in the private sector by combining the strengths of both, and has led to a most valuable confluence of traditionally desperate sectors for the people of Sindh. We see private-public partnership flourishing across the province. This speaks volumes for his vision. Chief Minister Murad Ali Shah is a proponent of building on our own strengths and backing the right people. And this has resulted in great institutions in Sindh like SIUT, Gambut Institute of Medical Sciences, Cardiovascular Institute, the CyberKnife process as JPMC, at Ruthfa Hospital itself, the Trauma Center, and I can keep naming, and there are many, many such places. Sharing from my own experience as a doctor, at Indus Hospital, the waiting list for angioplasty that you do for cardiac patients used to be 6 months. However, because of the support the Chief Minister and Sindh government has given to Cardiovascular Institute, and they're spread in the province of Sindh, our waiting list for these poor patients has now come down to only 10 days. This is true service to the poor of the province. Ladies and gentlemen, it is during the times of calamity and crises that true leaders are revealed. The Honorable Chief Minister has indeed remained steadfast as a true leader to his province and with most admirable integrity and compassion during crises such as COVID-19 and the recent floods, during which the entire country was gripped with uncertainty and fear. However, the Honorable Chief Minister showed up for his people with fortitude, heart, empathy, and action, doubling my and in fact the entire province's confidence in him as a great leader. For Indus Hospital and Health Network, we have had the immense pleasure of having the Honorable Chief Minister as a most valuable member of the Indus family since our very inception. He has had a special bond with us, both professionally and personally, and without his support, Indus would certainly not have transformed into one of the largest health networks in the private sector of Pakistan, present at all levels of healthcare continuum. He has time and again had our back and supported Indus at all levels of the government and otherwise as well. Without his instrumental support, we certainly would not be able to complete the construction of what will be Pakistan's private sector's largest free of cost hospital in Korangi, Karachi, or even create a legacy that the entire country can be proud of. So ladies and gentlemen, I am biased indeed. The award of this honorary doctorate of philosophy is a befitting recognition for the extraordinary contribution that the honorary Chief Minister has made as a politician, a leader, a philanthropist, an active community participant to the people of the Sindh and Pakistan. To my dear friend, I extend my deepest and congratulate him and with best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next citation is from alumnus of NED University, and for that I request Mr. Nadeem Manzoor Hassan, Head Property Development, Senior Vice President, Habib Bank Limited, to present the citation.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। अभी जब हम यहाँ पे आए थे तो पीछे मेरे बहुत सारे दोस्त बैठे हैं, उन्होंने कहा कि तुम्हारा नाम लिखा हुआ नजर नहीं आ रहा। मैंने कहा कि हमारा नाम मिट चुका है, अब सिर्फ निशान रह गया है। वतुइज़्ज़ु मन तशाअ व तुज़िल्लु मन तशाअ, बेशक इज्जत और जिल्लत देने वाला मेरा रब है। मैंने जिंदगी में, आई एम सॉरी अगर आपको ये जो है ना कुछ इनफॉर्मल सा लगे, लेकिन मैं बहुत फॉर्मल हो नहीं सकता मुराद। मैंने जिंदगी में आमों की कई मगर इंसानों की दो ही अक़साम देखी हैं, एक बामुराद और दूसरी बेमुराद। यकीन वासिक से कह सकता हूं कि अपने वाले मुराद का ताल्लुक पहली किस्म दर्जा अव्वल से है। मुराद अली शाह एक करिश्माती शख्सियत के मालिक हैं, जिसे बड़ी आसानी से 4 लफ्जों में बयान किया जा सकता है: बामुराद, बाअदब, बानसीब और अब बाइख्तियार भी। मैं अपनी और मुराद की रिफाकत का अहवाल जरा ठहर कर करूंगा। पहले ये बताता चलूं कि वो दीगर रिश्ताहाए जिंदगी में कैसे हैं। वालिद और वालदा की नज़रों से देखूं तो सआदतमंद बेटा, भाई और बहनों की नज़र से देखूं तो जान छिड़कने वाला भाई, दोस्तों की नज़र से देखूं तो सायादार शजर, सियासी बड़ों की नज़र से देखूं तो मुफीद और कारआमद, असातिज़ा की नज़र से देखूं यहाँ रावी खामोश है। इससे हरगिज ये मतलब ना लिया जाए कि वो पढ़ाई से गुरेजा या सतही किस्म के तालिब इल्म थे। मैंने क्लास की पिछली नशिस्तों पर बैठने वाले तुलबा में से अगर किसी को पोजीशन उठाते देखा है तो वो यही हैं। हमारे बैच के करीब 260 तुलबा तालिबात में से इनकी तीसरी पोजीशन आई थी, जो बाज़ाते खुद उनकी जहानत का मुंह बोलता सबूत है। ان سے رفاقت کو اب قریب 40 برس ہو چلے ہیں. اس عرصے میں انہیں میں نے رفیق، شفیق، خلیق اور سب سے بڑھ کر صادق و امین پایا. انتھک محنت اور سیاسی جہد مسلسل نے آج مراد کو صوبے بھر کا مالک و مختار بنوا دیا ہے. آج وہ وزارت اعلیٰ کے عہدے پر جلوہ افروز ہیں. ایسے میں سائیں کا نوکر بھی سائیں اور سائیں کا کتا بھی سائیں ہوا کرتا ہے، مگر یہ بندہ خدا اپنے دوستوں کے واسطے ایک لمحے کو بھی یار مراد سے سائیں مراد نہیں بنا. یقیناً یہ ان کا بڑا پن ہے، وگرنہ شہر میں غالب کی آبرو کیا ہے. کئی اعلیٰ عہدے اور وزارتیں کاٹنے کے باوجود نہ ان کی گردن میں سریا ہے اور نہ گفتگو میں تکبر کی جھلک. آج میں بہت خوش ہوں کہ NED نے اپنے آنگن میں پل بڑھ کر جمع ہونے والے ایک فرزند ارجمند کو اس کی پیشہ ورانہ قابلیت اور دیگر شعبۂ زندگی میں نمایاں کارکردگی دکھانے کا اعتراف اپنے گلشن کا ایک خوبصورت پھول PhD کی اعزازی ڈگری عطا کر کے کیا ہے. آج کے بعد جناب مراد ڈاکٹر مراد لکھے، پڑھے اور سمجھے جائیں گے. اس فیصلے کی توثیق یہاں پر موجود گورنر سندھ اور چانسلر NED یونیورسٹی جناب کامران ٹیسوری پہلے ہی کر چکے ہیں، جبکہ تفویض کا فریضہ وائس چانسلر ڈاکٹر سروش لودھی ادا کریں گے. ڈاکٹر سروش 1980-81 کے بیچ کی وہ شخصیت ہیں جو اپنی پیدائش کے وقوعے کے کچھ عرصے بعد ہی سے NED میں ہجرت پذیر ہیں. بقول ان کی بیگم کے ڈاکٹر صاحب کبھی بھی ہمارے نہ ہوئے. یہ تو شروع دن ہی سے NED کو پیارے ہو چکے ہیں. ان کے رشتہ ازدواج کی عمر NED سے رشتہ اشتراک کے مقابلے میں کافی کم ہے. سامعین، اب میں آپ سے کچھ پرانی یادوں کو ٹٹولنے کی اجازت چاہوں گا. ماضی کے جھروکے سے پردہ سرکا کے دیکھتا ہوں تو مراد کا وہ دور یاد آتا ہے جب وہ اس دشت گلاب کی تو عام گاہ میں بیٹھ کر قرض کی چائے پیا کرتے تھے. ایسے میں مراد کیا، ہم میں سے کوئی بھی نہیں جانتا تھا کہ یہ فاقہ مستی ایک روز اس گلزار میں ایک ایسا گل کھلائے گی کہ جس کی خوشبو اب قریا قریا، کوچا کوچا پھیل چکی ہے. یہاں میں اپنے کل اور آج کا موازنہ کرنا چاہوں گا. ایک وہ وقت تھا جب کلاس میں جانا اور نکال دیا جانا، نکلنے کے بعد پلٹ کر جانا اور پھر پلٹا دیا جانا ہمارے لیے روزمرہ کا ماحول تھا. آج ایک وقت یہ ہے کہ NED اپنے پلٹائے گئے فرزندان میں سے ایک کو خلت فاخرہ عطا کر رہی ہے. آج یقیناً مراد نے NED کے تمام دوستوں، اساتذہ، اہل خانہ بشمول احقر کا سر فخر سے بلند کر دیا ہے. آخر میں اس اسٹیج پر اپنی موجودگی کا فائدہ اٹھاتے ہوئے ایک اعترافی بیان دینا چاہوں گا. مراد، اگر آپ کو یاد ہو تو آپ کے والد کی لائبریری سے ایک مرتبہ چند کتابیں اور موسیقی کے کچھ ریکارڈ غائب ہو گئے تھے. یہ واردات میرے اور آپ کے مشترکہ دوست ہمایوں کے دماغ کی اختراع تھی. میرا کردار اس واردات میں فقط سہولت کار کا تھا. مال مسروقہ مرکزی مجرم اپنے تھیلے میں ڈال کر امریکہ لے گیا ہے، وگرنہ یقین جانو آج آپ کے سامنے اس اعترافی بیان کے ساتھ برآمدگی بھی کروا کر سرخرو ہوتا. یہ وعدہ رہا کہ قبل از مرگ بطور تاوان چند تصویر بتاں، چند حسینوں کے خطوط آپ کی نظر کر جاؤں گا. خوش رہیے، آباد رہیے.
بہت شکریہ. The next citation will be presented by a roommate and class fellow of Mr. Murad Ali Shah Sayyed during his days at Stanford University. I now request Professor Arif Masood, John and Eileen Blumenshine Professor, the Granger College of Engineering, Civil and Environmental Engineering, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign to present the citation.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's a real pleasure for me to be here today to join you at this special convocation event honoring Murad Ali Shah. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Vice Chancellor Dr. Sarosh Lodi, who's also a common friend, to invite me for this special event. I take this opportunity to first congratulate Murad for this great achievement, a very well-deserved honor. Murad and I we have known each other since 1986. We were together. We did masters in structures from Stanford University. That is where we first met. And we were also roommates in Crothers Memorial Hall in 1986-87. So let me say a few words about our days back then. Murad was always a very intelligent, very hardworking student, always on top of his studies. He came very well prepared from NED when we were together in his performance in the classes. And that tells me about the standard of education of NED, preparing their students extremely very well. And Murad was also a very good ambassador for NED there. His performance and studies were outstanding. I don't know how many of you really know that Murad had a straight A. He was straight A student at Stanford. A remarkable performance. It's not easy to get A's at Stanford, and Murad had that honor. And so when we finished, I opted to stay back. I got an RA-ship, so I opted to stay back for PhD. And let me tell you, Murad also was offered, Professor Peter Pinsky in civil engineering, he offered Murad to stay back for PhD. And I still remember that discussion having with Murad, his passion for academia, his love for research. And it was a very hard decision for him. I remember those discussions. But Murad wanted to go back to Pakistan. And I think it was a big sacrifice on his part, knowing his passion for academia. I mean, he could have been a professor in one of the top American universities. Stanford was an excellent springboard to do that. And he could have been like me, sitting in one of the top American universities. But he opted to go back to Pakistan. And I think that was an amazing decision that he took. Probably you also know Murad's passion for cricket. You probably have seen him play, but I see him every once in a while. I see him on the news, and I'm happy to see that he can still connect bat and ball. But he used to do it much better when he was at Stanford. We used to play together and with the red ball, and he was a hard hitter, a very good cricket player, very passionate about it. But one thing I don't think that you guys know is that Murad is a big fan of Billy Joel. And I'll tell you an interesting incident. It was, I think, the second quarter that we were there, probably February of 1987. And Billy Joel was playing at Candlestick Park. So Murad asked me, Arif, would you come along for this musical concert? And we had a midterm exam a couple of days down the road, so I didn't dare do that. But Murad didn't want to miss the opportunity to listen to Billy Joel live. So he did go for the event. So when he came back, he worked the whole night straight preparing for the exam, attended the classes the entire next day. The next night, again straight, studying for the exam. And almost after 36 hours, he appeared for the midterm exam. And since I've already told you that he was a straight A student, so you can well imagine how he performed in that exam. So that is the Murad Ali Shah that I know. A lot of energy, passion, dedication to achieve what he wanted to achieve, and outstanding performance as a student. So we were again together in 91, 92. I was finishing my PhD. Murad came back for a second master's in economics. Again, his performance was similar to what he did before. And we were, by that time, we were both married. So our apartments were right next to each other with a common wall. So we would have breakfast every so often, either at my place or Murad's place. So I've known him for a long time, excellent friend, a great colleague that he has always been. Now, regarding today's event, I'm very pleased that NED has recognized one of its top ambassadors and one of its best ambassadors for academia. And there have been many instances where Murad and I have discussed, and he has always been passionate, trying to create ways so that we could be more involved between my university here and NED. Once I was visiting Murad, it was a couple of years back, I think it was before COVID. And after lunch, Murad told me that he has scheduled a meeting between me and some faculty at NED. So we met Sarosh. So when I was ready to go to meet friends and colleagues at NED, he decided to come along. He says, Arif, I also want to come along. So he actually drove with me, and along the way, he was telling me the fantastic things that are going on at NED, the new developments. That was my first trip to NED, so he gave me the history of NED, the research that is going on, the students. So I can tell you the passion he has for NED, the passion he has to see NED reach the next heights. That's amazing. And I would really suggest the administration to take advantage of this situation where you have somebody who is at the power authority and is passionate about your institution. This is the best combination that any institution can have in the world, and you have that best combination there in Pakistan. So once again, I want to congratulate my dear friend Murad Ali Shah for this amazing achievement that he has had. And it's a very befitting recognition of Murad's passion for academia and his passion for his institution, NED Karachi. So with that, I thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the next citation is from a teacher, a mentor, and for that I
सियाने कहते हैं देर आयत दुरुस्त आयत। एक इंतहाई होनहार और पुरवकार शागिर्द की हैसियत से अजीबन मुराद अली शाह साहब मेरे दिल में अपने तालिब इल्मी के ज़माने से ही घर कर चुके थे। 1982-83 में उनके फाइनल ईयर का प्रोजेक्ट, जिसका मैं एडवाइज़र था किसी हवाले से, उस वक्त के अहम तरीन प्रोजेक्ट्स में से था। फिर एक आला दर्जगाह से नुमाया नंबरों से सनद हासिल करके दूसरी आला तरीन दर्जगाह से आला ग्रेड्स के साथ इल्मी सनदें लेकर गो उन्होंने अपनी काबिलियत पर मोहर सब्त कर दी। आज से तकरीबन 6 साल कबल एक इंतहाई मोहतरम महीने यानी 20 रबीउल अव्वल को जब उनको डिस्टिंग्विश अलमनस के खिताब से नवाजा गया, तो मुझे उसी दिन ये आगाही हो गई थी कि ये मुश्किल पसंद शख्सियत किस आज़ाद की जानिब महब परवाज है। मैंने उस रोज़ भी अपने अजहारिये में पेशगोई की थी कि ये आसमान की वसतों में अपना वो ठिकाना बार बार देखते हैं जिनको मुस्तकबिल में उनका मस्कन बनना है। ये यूनिवर्सिटी उसके बासियों के लिए मुकाम दिल की हैसियत रखती है, मगर मुकाम दिल की कद्र मंजिलत ज़रूरी नहीं हर बासी के हिस्से में आए। फिदा खालिदी साहब ने क्या खूब कहा है, बड़ी मुश्किल से दिल वाकिफ मकाम दिल से होता है। बड़ी मुश्किल से दिल वाकिफ मकाम दिल से होता है, ज़रा सा फासला है तय बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है। मगर कमाल साहब के अजीज़ मुराद अली शाह ने ये फासला इतनी सूरत से तय किया कि लम्हों को भी खबर न होने दी। आप जनाब ने अपने मंजिल की सफ़र की मंजिलें तय करने में प्रोफेसर सहर अंसारी के शेर की भरपूर अक्कासी की है कि फसीले शहर में पैदा किया है दर मैंने, फसीले शहर में पैदा किया है दर मैंने, किसी भी बाब रियायत से मैं नहीं आया। इस 40 साल रफ़ाकत में मैंने हर जाविये व हर हवाले से उनकी शख्सियत का जायज़ा लिया और अमूमी तौर पर हर जहत हवाले से उनको नुमाया काम करते हुए पाया, और ये आप पहले सुन भी चुके हैं लोगों से। और तालीम के हर पहलू पर उनको खसूसी तवज्जो देते हुए देखा। वो उनको तफवीज़ करदा दूसरे कलमदान भी उनकी जहद मुसलसल की रकम दास्तान रकम करते हैं जो उन्होंने ख़ास और आम के लिए की, मगर अपने मादर इल्मी से अपनी बेपनाह मोहब्बत का इजहार उन्होंने हर लम्हा नुमाया तौर पर किया। यहाँ तक कि NED यूनिवर्सिटी और मुराद अली शाह साहब का नाम लाजिम व मलजूम होकर रह गया, और इस बेकरां व गरां कदर मोहब्बत ने उनसे वो सब कुछ करवा लिया जिसको करना शायद हर किसी की बस की बात नहीं थी। और इसीलिए इस पर उनका इफ्तिखार का ये शेर कुल्ली तौर पर चस्पा नजर आता है कि मट्टी की मोहब्बत में हम आशिक तफसरों ने वो कर्ज उतारे हैं कि वाजिब भी नहीं। जो कुछ मैंने कहा है आपने सुना है, ये मेरा तज्जिया नहीं है, बल्कि मैं बजाते खुद इसका कई मराहिल पे शाहिद हूँ। मोहतरम साइमिन, हाज़िरीन व साइमीन, गए वक्तों की वज़ादारियाँ जो अमूमी तौर पे क़िस्सा पारीना बन चुकी हैं, वो इनसे मिलने वालों से पूछिए। खुलूस व आला ज़र्फ़ी के क़िस्से उनके अक़ीदतमंदों से जानिए। मोहब्बत के इज़हारिये उनके क़ुराबतदारों से मालूम कीजिए, और दरबंदी व एहसासात के रवैये मुझसे आम इंसानों से दरियाफ़्त कीजिए। खुश नसीबी है, आज का महीना भी मोहतरम है, 19 शाबान, और आज हम इस मोहतरम शख्सियत को आज़ादी डॉक्टरेट से नवाज रहे हैं, जो बहुत आसानी से दुनिया की आला तरीन दरगाहों से फ़क़त 3 साल में हासिल कर लेते, मगर हमने उसमें उनके 30 साल सर्फ करवा दिए। याद रखिए कि ये सनद एक एकेडमिक सनद है और उसको उसी तनाजुर में देखना और परखा जाना चाहिए। गो उनको तफवीज़ की जाने वाली सनद कुछ नाआक़िबत अंदेशों को उन पर एहसान नजर आए, मगर शायद उनको ये जानने में बहुत देर लगेगी कि हकीकतन NED यूनिवर्सिटी ने किस कमाल हुनरमंदी से आज उनको पाबंद सिलासिल कर दिया। मैं दिल की गहराइयों से अपने से चाहने वालों की तरफ से उनको सनद डॉक्टरेट की मुबारकबाद देना चाहता हूँ, जिसने उनके असातिज़ा के सर फ़ख्र से बुलंद कर दिए, और साथ ही यूनिवर्सिटी के अरबाब इख्तियार को भी इस मोहतसिन फैसले पर दाद तहसीन देता हूँ जिन्होंने मोहतरम चांसलर साहब की इस आला ज़र्फ़ी पर किसी तौर पर उनको भी खिराज तहसीन पेश किया है। शुक्रिया, आपकी समाअत होगा।
बहुत शुक्रिया सर। Ladies and gentlemen, now the honorary doctoral degree will be awarded. I would request the recipient, Mr. Murad Ali Shah Sayyed, to please come forward for the conferment of the honorary degree. I would request the Honorable Chancellor, Governor Sindh, and the Vice Chancellor for the conferment of the honorary degree.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected Chancellor Saab, I seek your permission to say a few words before I take up my responsibility formally. नदीम मंजूर को हमेशा माहौल खराब करने की आदत है, सो आज भी किया है, उनको माफ कर दीजिएगा। I know Murad for 43 years almost. And it's only one thing that I want to mention about Murad. I've never seen such a great friend. Thank you, Murad, for making us proud and making me proud. Thank you. Sir, as my formal responsibility, I'll read out the citation. Mr. Murad Ali Shah has obtained Bachelor of Engineering Civil from NED University and then Master's degree in Structural Engineering as well as Engineering Economic Systems from Stanford University, USA. He had served at several national and international engineering and financial institutions. He, as a member of the Provincial Assembly, he is the member of the Provincial Assembly since 2002 and had remained Deputy Leader of his parliamentary party, member of the Public Accounts Committee and the Committee on the Rules of Procedures and Privileges. As the Provincial Minister, he held portfolios of Revenue, Irrigation, Finance, and Energy departments. And as advisor to the Chief Minister Sindh, he held the portfolios of Finance and Energy departments. As the Chief Minister of the province since July 2016, Mr. Murad Ali Shah has been extremely proactive, supporter, enabler for the development of Sindh. His contribution to public service, both in the capacity of as provincial minister and then as the chief minister, were exemplary. His endeavors for Tharkhol development since 2008 and had resulted in infrastructure development in Thar, place institutional mechanism and involved private sector and international financiers, which catalyzed the coal exploitation and power generation. With the investments by groups like Shanghai Electric, Anglo Power Gen, Thal Nova, etc., 2,640 megawatts of electricity is added to the national grid through these projects. Beside the socioeconomic conditions of the area, the residents have also witnessed remarkable growth. The Public-Private Partnership Unit is another landmark initiative of Mr. Murad Ali Shah. This unit has undertaken a number of initiatives in several sectors, including roads, bridges, education, health, energy, IT, culture and tourism, water and municipal services. These initiatives have a huge impact on improving the quality of life for the province of Sindh. The Public-Private Partnership Unit in Sindh has been ranked as the 6th best in Asia out of 17 countries. Technology Park at NED University is one of such initiatives which will change the entire landscape of the universities, not in the province of Sindh, but in all across the country. After the 18th Constitutional Amendment, under his able leadership, Sindh Revenue Board has collected his sales tax. The collection of his sales tax has increased from 16 billion rupees in 2010 to around 145 billion rupees last year. Mr. Murad Ali Shah had initiated accelerated action plan for reduction of stunting and malnutrition, whereby stunting rate is expected to reduce from 48% to 30% over a period of 5 years. Mr. Murad Ali Shah has always played higher priority to health and education sectors in the province. Budgetary allocations were enhanced many folds for NICVD, for JPMC, for NICH, along with generous grants given to reputable public and private hospitals like SIUT, Gambut Institute, Shahid Benazir Bhutto Institute of Trauma, Indus Hospital, Child Care Foundation, Fatmid Foundation, and is a long list. He was instrumental in establishing state-of-the-art cyber knife center at JPMC under PPP mode, and He also initiated new projects, including Center for Autism Rehabilitation and Training at Korangi and Sindh Institute of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. During the COVID-19 pandemic, his performance was exceptional to an extent that he was highly appreciated within the country and at WHO level. Due to his personal interventions, by heading the Corona Task Force Committee, the pandemic was controlled significantly. In education sector, focus on all segments, including primary, secondary, vocational, and university education. Grants for the public sector universities and research institutions were increased. He had approved transfer of 2 government-owned buildings to Dobb University of Health Sciences, and then provided the financial support for making the building functional and for the procurement of equipment. Under his able leadership, several projects for the infrastructure improvement of several universities, as well as research grants were for the researchers in various institutions were approved. Endowment funds were established for several universities as a step towards self-reliance. He was also very supportive in establishing Third Institute of Engineering, Sciences and Technology at MITI, a constituent college of NED University, along with an allocation of 340 acres of land for the development of this campus. During the current flood devastations, his role as chief executive in the province was extremely commendable, as he was all around on the ground for monitoring the flood and passing on the orders on the spot for local administration. This helped to reasonably control the devastation. Sir, in view of the contribution to the cause of engineering as a whole, and with specific to academic institution, health sector, and especially during COVID-19, and also his services to public at large in the province of Sindh. Sir, I pray he may be conferred upon honorary degree of philosophy honoris causa. Now, sir, on your behalf, I will read out a paragraph on behalf of the Chancellor. By the virtue of power vested in me as the Chancellor of NED University of Engineering and Technology and presiding officer of this special convocation under the relevant statutes, I confer honorary degree of philosophy to Mr. Murad Ali Shah Sayyed for his extraordinary contribution to the cause of engineering as a whole and with specific to academic institution, health sector, especially his role during COVID-19, and also his services to public at large in the province of Sindh.
I confer.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Murad Ali Shah will be receiving his honorary degree of philosophy from the Chancellor. I would now request Mr. Murad Ali Shah Sayyed to present his address at this august occasion.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Janab Kamran Tesori Saab, Governor Sindh, Chancellor, NED University of Engineering Technology. Before I go to the Vice Chancellor, I should acknowledge and address my teachers here who've been very kind enough to be present here today. Sabda Farooq, Dr. Shamsul Haq, I see there, Madam Seema Jalil Saiba, Anisul Qadar Saab, Suhail Usmani Saab, and somebody who did not teach me, but in class, but he taught a lot, Professor Muzaffar, Dr. Muzaffar Mahmood. ये बस में साथ होते थे और इनसे डर के हम ट्रैवल करते थे अपने बस पॉइंट में, और कभी कभी इनको भी तकलीफ में डाल देते थे काफी बार. Worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sarosh Lodhi, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Tufail, Registrar Sayyid Khazafur Hussain Saab, my cabinet colleagues who've been kind enough to come here today, members of the provincial bureaucracy, the Chief Secretary, the Inspector General of Police, various provincial secretaries, they're all here. And my colleagues, starting with St. Patrick's High School, I see a lot of faces here, and Ignatius, hi, I've been met you in a very long time. I see you right there. Others I've been meeting off and on. My colleagues from DJ Government Science College, I see obviously Dr. Zafar Zaidi was there, Ijaz Qazi is here. My colleagues from NED University, my colleagues and my seniors, Farat Adil Saab, Vaid is there, I see him right there, and all my class fellows, starting with Nadeem Manzoor, Umar Bukti, I think Zafar Gichki is there. You right at the back as usual, our class would always be at the back. So you've carried on that tradition. I remember the first time I was in this auditorium, I was sitting right at the last seat there. I'm not sitting on the seat, I was sitting on the ground next to the seat. So I've been promoted from there to the stage here today, and I'm very grateful to Almighty Allah today. The teachers of NED University, the staff members of NED University, my friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I can't, I've forgotten Nasir is sitting here, as Nawab Atiq, Gauri, and I saw Babar and Khalid somewhere here. So all of you, Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much for being here today. This started actually a couple of years ago. Dr. Sarosh came up to me and he said that we want to award you an honorary doctorate. And I politely refused it at that time. I said, no, I don't think I've even earned it now. But then I said, no, I don't think it's the correct time. And this was right in the middle of COVID. And I politely refused. He kept approaching me several times. And then this time round, what he did was he didn't even approach me. He went to the Chancellor, and I learned from the Chancellor that the NED University has asked, and I've approved the conferment of the doctorate degree, an honorary doctorate degree to you. I am really honored. I feel privileged. And I'm really grateful to the alma mater that I've been here. My association with this, it's almost 43 years. I remember it was the middle of June. Maybe it was my daughter's birthday when I came here for the first time. She wasn't born at that time, obviously, in 1980. And the first few friends I met on the very first day, one of them was Dr. Sarosh Lodhi. And I spent 5.5 years. It's a 4-year degree, but the way that we used to study, it took us 5.5 years to graduate. And I enjoyed each and every moment that I spent here. I still remember each and every day that I spent here, up until the very last day. Might be Professor Dr. Muzaffar is here coming on the NED bus to the university, spending the day here. And when I came here, I made friends, which the friendships that and that goes for my friends at St. Patrick's High School, at DJ Government Science College. Nasir was with me at DJ, but then he was in electrical engineering here at NED. The friendships that I've made here, the relations that I've made here they've lasted the 43 years. And before I go any further, I would like to remember, first of all, my teachers who are no more with us, who passed away, and I'd like to specially mention their names and acknowledge their contribution towards what I am today. Dr. Abdul Qudus Alvi, the chairman of the department when I joined, went on to become the dean of engineering, and then he was the vice chancellor at Mehran University of Engineering and Technology. Dr. S.M. Maktoumi, who was chairman of the department after Dr. Alvi. Madam N.T. Mirza, Professor Afaq Sheikh, Professor Shoaib, who taught us pre-stressed concrete, I believe, yeah. Khanzada Sharif, who taught us physics. They are no longer with us, but they and all the teachers who taught me here contributed to whatever I am today, whatever I have been able to achieve in life. I'd also like to remember my class fellows who are no longer with us. And Anwar Sumro, I can never forget. I get emotional when I talk about him. Masood Azhar. Hanif Siddiqui passed away very recently. Abdul Khalik, Nabila Rushdi, Ijaz Rasool. These are friends who are with us and they're no longer with us. Each one of us has to go. But these class fellows, the ones that are here with me, ones who are, some of them are watching them over the web, I understand. And I especially thank, I did not know, actually, I was told later that Dr. Arif Masood is going to join us. Arif and I were roommates at Stanford University. He's currently a professor at University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and he's also got a recent award. Arif, I don't know if you're still there or not. Congratulations. I've not been able to call you after you were elected as president of some American Society of Civil Engineering. He's been elected president of that very recently. Congratulations. Thank you for being here today. I thank, as I said, earlier, all my colleagues, present colleagues, my colleagues in the provincial cabinet, my officers of the provincial government. I see Deputy DG Rangers here also. All of you, thanks a lot for coming here. I've done a lot in life, but this is a special day for me. I wanted to pursue a doctorate long time back. I could not do it. And today, the university, my alma mater, has awarded me this degree. One thing that I want to say, I have not earned it. I have not studied for it. I've done other things in my life. So I would request, it's an achievement for me. Please don't get me wrong, Dr. Sarosh, but I would not like to be called doctor because I've not earned it. Yes, I will value this degree that you've given me. It'll be along with my other degrees and the wall in my house, but I would not like to be called a doctor. I would be, to my friends, I am and always will be Murad, and I'm grateful to Nadeem Manzoor for not giving my other name, which they had. I was really afraid that he was going to do it. But then I would have also told you the Vice Chancellor's name. And your name, Nadeem. But, grateful to all of you. So my request that I should not be called a doctor. And I would cherish this honor that I've been bestowed upon by my university, by my alma mater, for the rest of my life. I've tried to do whatever I could for my province, for my country, for my political party, and I hope to continue doing the work under the guidance of my leadership. And inshallah ta'ala, my friends here together will all make this province better, make this country better. I have not prepared any speech, though I was sent a speech, but I did not want to read out from a written text. मैं सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ. साहिब फारूक साहब, आप ने मुझे पढ़ाया, मेरे फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट के भी एडवाइजर थे, आप एक्सटर्नल एडवाइजर थे, डॉक्टर मखदूमी हमारे इंटरनल एडवाइजर थे। और एक चीज मैं आपको आज बता दूं, इसलिए कि सारे नदीम मंजूर, वो मुझे पता है आप लोगों ने चुराई थी किताबें और वो जो रिकॉर्ड्स थे मेरे वालिद के। आपको एक चीज बता दूं सरोज, जब आप हमारा इंटरव्यू ले रहे थे, वो सॉरी हम जब प्रेजेंटेशन दे रहे थे वाइवा, उस वाइवा देने के बाद हम डॉक्टर मखदूमी के कमरे से बाहर निकले और हमने वहां बगिंग डिवाइस छोड़ रही थी, और हमें पता था कि आपने क्या कहा था हमारे बारे में और हमें कितने मार्क्स दिए थे। आई डोंट नो सरोज रिमेम्बर्स दैट और नॉट, बट आई डू वेरी क्लियरली। तो ये हरकतें वैसे शुरू से ही करते आ रहे हैं इस ऑडिटोरियम में। जैसे मैंने बताया, बड़ी फॉन्ड मेमोरीज हैं। आईपी के फंक्शन आपको याद है? इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंजीनियर्स पाकिस्तान, मेरे ख्याल है आज सुहेल बशीर साहब, फरद आदिल साहब के हैं। हमें एक बार वहां बुलाया गया, हम स्टूडेंट्स थे एक्चुअली, हम स्टूडेंट्स थे, हमें बोलो पैसे देते थे, कुछ अमाउंट था उसका, आई फॉरगॉटन। तो हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी ने वो पैसे भरे थे हमारे 2-4 स्टूडेंट्स के। अच्छा, उधर जो फोल्डर था, हम लंच फ्री होता था, डिनर के लिए अलग कार्ड्स होते थे। वो लंच, हमें डिनर का तो कोई कार्ड नहीं था, वो हमारा जो फोल्डर था जिसमें पेपर्स थे, वो फोल्डर कोई उठा के चला गया। तो हमने कहा ये तो गलत हो, हमने किसी और का फोल्डर उठाना पड़ेगा। हमने किसी और का फोल्डर उठाया, जब वो फोल्डर खोला तो उसके अंदर हर डिनर के कोई 5-10 कार्ड थे, वो किसी ऑर्गेनाइजर का था। तो हम हर डिनर में मौजूद होते थे उस रात, और लोग कहते थे कि जी हम अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, ये स्टूडेंट्स कहाँ से अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं। फारूक साहब को ये मैंने शायद किस्सा बताया था किसी वक्त, वो याद आ गया। बट सो मेनी, सरोज ने बताया था, सो मेनी मेमोरीज ऑफ दिस प्लेस। इधर जो हमने 5-5.5 साल गुजारे, और उसके बाद भी मेरे बड़ी खुशकिस्मती रही है, एज फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मैं एक कॉन्वोकेशन को मैंने चेयर किया था, और मैं इधर आया था। मेरे लिए वो भी बड़ी एजाज की बात थी कि मैं अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी में कॉन्वोकेशन चेयर कर रहा हूँ। और एक चीज और बता दूं, 2 चीजें बल्कि, मैं एक चीज, मेरी ये एनईडी की पहली ग्रेजुएशन है। तो जब हम पढ़ते थे तो कॉन्वोकेशन होती नहीं थी, हमें डिग्री जाके किसी स्टाफ वाले से लेनी पड़ती थी, वो 500 क्लियरेंसेस कराने के बाद। तो ये पहली बार मुझे एनईडी यूनिवर्सिटी डिग्री कन्फर कर रहा है या दे रहा है, पहले मुझे उन्होंने नहीं दी। दूसरी चीज जो मैंने डॉक्टर सरोज लोधी से पूछी जब मैं आया, तो इन्होंने मुझे, ये आपने देखोगे ये लाल रंग का या मरून रंग का, बाकी सबने तो ग्रीन पहने, मैंने कही तुमने मुझे ये क्यों पहना है? बट he gave me an explanation. I am really grateful for the explanation. What he said was that this is the color given to the honorary doctorates at Stanford University. So that is why he chose this color for, and NED has never given an honorary doctorate before. This is the first time they're giving it. So I believe now this will become a norm, and inshallah, there'll be other, and I'm sure, and I hope there are lots of other recipients of this degree, people who contribute to the university, and the university feels that they should be awarded this degree. So to end, I don't want to take all night, as it is, I've taken a lot of your time. I am grateful to my alma mater for honoring me with this doctorate. I really feel honored and privileged to have this. I'll always cherish it, but as I said, I would not want to be called a doctor. So please refrain from doing that. If somebody feels that they do that, I'm going to reprimand them on this. So please don't do that. And lastly, I will continue trying to do whatever I can for this alma mater. And that goes for, I've tried to do whatever little for St. Patrick's High School also, for DJ Government Science College, that also, but I've not been too much in touch with them. St. Pat's, my friends don't leave me. I see, Leslie here, Suhail, Vikram. Vikram was not my class fellow. Rajveer was, Naveed. And, I thank you all for coming here today. So, I can go on and on. I can talk about this university, but I'm going to bore you. So Nadeem has done whatever he could to try and create some humor in this. And I tell you, the class of 1980, I feel, I don't know, maybe everybody feels the same for their class. But I've seen other people talk about it. The class of 1980 and the civil engineering batch of 1980 was a unique batch in this university. Professor Sarosh went on to become the Vice Chancellor. I've got this honor of being elected to the Provincial Assembly 4 or 5 times now, forgotten, to be made the Provincial Minister and the Chief Minister. And there have been several other successes. I know my class fellows, Junaid is doing very well, the gold medalist from our university, Masood Azhar, who passed away, was one other bright student. Sikandar Khatri is in the US, and he got the 2nd position, I believe, in our batch. So we, in all fields, we've done very well, our batch of 1980. And I've heard my teachers also say that, this was one batch which was different from the others. So to have been given that this honor amongst, I believe, the best batch of NED University. Geology पढ़ी थी हमने geography वाले से मुझे भूल भी गया था हमारे one of the subjects that we had to learn was geology, and there was no teacher of geology at that time, so professor of geography from Karachi University came and taught us geology. So there's several stories, obviously, as I said, I'll bore you with my long speech if I start doing that, but thank you very much. I thank the Chancellor for honoring me with this degree. I thank the Syndicate of NED University of conferring me this degree. I'll try and live up to the honor that has been bestowed on me. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.
Congratulations, sir, and thank you very much for your thoughts and emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, now on behalf of the NED University, I request the Honorable Governor Sindh, Chancellor Mr. Kamran Khan Tisori, to present his concluding address.
औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम, बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। मोहतरम सैयद मुराद अली शाह साहब और मोहतरम डॉक्टर सुरेश हशमत लोधी साहब, वाइस चांसलर NED यूनिवर्सिटी, यहाँ पर बैठे हुए तमाम ही हाजरीन, सामीन और मीडिया के दोस्तों, प्रोफेसर हजरात, सबको अस्सलाम वालेकुम। यहाँ सबसे पहले मैं जिक्र करना चाहूँगा नदीम मंसूर साहब का। जो मैंने उनकी बातें सुनी तो मैं सोच रहा था बैठ के, अगर मैं इनका क्लास फेलो होता उस वक़्त तो यहाँ कहता कि मंसूर बस कर दे, अब रुलाएगा क्या। तो यादें होती हैं वाकई, आज जिसका सभी ने इजहार किया। काफ़ी लंबा टाइम सबने मुराद अली शाह साहब के साथ गुजारा, लेकिन मैं यहाँ ये ज़रूर बताना चाहूँगा कि जब सुरेश लोधी साहब मेरे पास आए और सरोज लोधी साहब, तो मेरे लिए बड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट था, मुश्किल था कि मैं उस वक्त जो ये प्रपोज़ल लाए थे चीफ मिनिस्टर सिंध मुराद अली शाह साहब के लिए, तो मैं उसी वक्त उनको हाँ कहूँ और या थोड़ा टाइम लूँ सोचने के लिए, क्योंकि ये बात ज़रूर आती कि चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब को लिखती दी जा रही है और देने वाली अपनी उनकी यूनिवर्सिटी है, वाइस चांसलर उनके दोस्त हैं, लेकिन इन सब बातों में यहाँ पे जो उनके प्रोफेसर्स हैं या दोस्त हैं, तो उनमें उनका जो चांसलर है वो उनका दोस्त नहीं है।
تو میں نے کہا کہ مجھے تھوڑا ٹائم دیں، میں اس کو سوچ کر اور کچھ چیزوں کو پرکھ کر پھر فیصلہ کروں گا، کیونکہ ظاہر ہے اللہ تعالیٰ نے مجھے ایک منصب پر بٹھایا ہے، تو میرے لیے ہر وہ فیصلہ جو درست سمت میں ہو وہ کرنا ہے۔ تو میں نے کچھ لوگوں سے مشورہ کیا مراد علی شاہ صاحب کے بارے میں، اور اس میں کوئی دو رائے نہیں کہ سب سے پلس پوائنٹ جو ان کی اس ڈگری میں جاتا ہے وہ کووڈ-19 میں ان کا بہترین کردار رہا اس سندھ حکومت میں۔ پھر صرف اتنا ہی نہیں، اس میں بھی کوئی شک نہیں اور سارا میڈیا چیک کر سکتا ہے کہ جو کام مراد علی شاہ صاحب نے ہیلتھ سیکٹر میں پچھلے کئی سالوں سے ان کی کوشش اور کاوشوں نے اس سندھ کے ہیلتھ نظام میں ایک بڑا فرق ڈالا ہے جو 75 سالوں میں نہیں ہو سکا تھا۔ اس کے بعد میں نے مختلف یونیورسٹیز کے وائس چانسلرز کے ساتھ بھی بات کی، کیونکہ سروج صاحب کی باتوں کو میں نے 50% لیا تھا دوست ہونے کی وجہ سے، لیکن مجھے انتہائی جان کر خوشی ہوئی کہ مراد علی شاہ صاحب نے اپنے اس چیف منسٹری کے اتوار میں یونیورسٹیز کے لیے بہت بڑے بڑے کام کیے، اور ان کی خواہش ہے کہ تمام ہی یونیورسٹیز کو ایک ایسے منصب اور سطح کے اوپر لایا جائے جس سے ہماری نئی نسل نوجوان بہت کچھ حاصل کر کے اس پاکستان کے لیے کچھ کر سکیں۔ تو یہ ایک چوتھا بڑا کام جو وہ یونیورسٹیز کے لیے کر رہے تھے۔ اس کے بعد جب میں نے سروج صاحب کو دوبارہ زحمت دی کہ ہم یہ کرنے لگے ہیں، تو ایک اور بات کا بھی میں نے ضرور خیال رکھا اس میں۔ ایک تو میں جب بھی کسی بھی کانووکیشن میں جاتا ہوں تو میں یہ ضرور کہتا ہوں کہ آج آپ جو کچھ بھی ہیں وہ اپنے ماں باپ کی وجہ سے ہیں، اور میں یہ بھی کہتا ہوں کہ ہمیں اپنے بچوں کی نہیں بلکہ اپنی تربیت کرنی ہے، کیونکہ ماں باپ کی تربیت اچھی ہوگی تو ہی وہ اولاد کی تربیت اچھی کر سکتے ہیں۔ تو یہاں ہمیں آج لیٹ سید عبداللہ شاہ صاحب کو بھی نہیں بھولنا چاہیے، کیونکہ ان کی بہت زبردست تربیت نے مراد علی شاہ صاحب کو آج اس مقام پر پہنچایا ہے۔ میں ان کو ذاتی طور پر بھی جانتا تھا، بہت ہی شفیق اور بہت ہی ڈاؤن ٹو ارتھ شخصیت تھے، اور انہوں نے سندھ کے لیے بہت کچھ کیا۔ تو جو آخری بات میں نے اس ڈگری کو سائن کرنے سے پہلے محسوس کی وہ یہ تھی کہ جب کسی شخص کو اللہ تعالیٰ کسی منصب پر بٹھاتا ہے تو دیتا تو اللہ ہی ہے منصب، انسان کی کوئی طاقت نہیں ہوتی، لیکن اس کے بعد انسان کے ہاتھ میں دو چیزیں ہوتی ہیں کہ وہ اس منصب کا صحیح استعمال کرے اور یا غلط۔ تو مراد علی شاہ صاحب کی جو شخصیت میں نے پائی اس صوبے میں، تو وہ ایک بہت ہی ہمبل ڈاؤن ٹو ارتھ، اور ان میں کوئی تکبر غرور ایسا نہیں دیکھا۔ جب بھی بات کرتے ہیں بہت دھیمے انداز میں، اور کوشش کرتے ہیں کہ چیزوں کو ٹھیک طرف لے جائیں۔ جب بھی گورنر بننے کے بعد میری ان سے میٹنگز ہوئیں، اور خصوصاً سندھ کے معاملات، کیونکہ آپ سب جانتے ہیں کہ سندھ ترقی کرے گا تو ہی پاکستان ترقی کر سکتا ہے۔ سندھ کے بڑے مسائل ہیں تو مسائل پورے پاکستان کے، کیونکہ 75 سال گزرنے کے باوجود بھی ہم اپنی سمت کا تعین ہی نہیں کر سکے۔ 75 سال گزرنے کے بعد آج بھی ہم ایسے کام کرنے جا رہے ہیں جہاں ہمیں شرمندگی اٹھانی پڑتی ہے، جس کی حالیہ مثال IMF کے پاس جانا یا پچھلے اتوار میں کئی بار جانا، کیونکہ 75 سال کے بعد بھی ہم معاشی طور پہ اور معاشرتی طور پہ اس صوبے اور اس ملک کو کسی مقام کو دلانے میں ناکام رہے ہیں، اور اس کا ہمیں اعتراف کرنا چاہیے۔ تو جب بھی میری ان سے بات ہوئی تو ان کی کوشش اور کاوش یہی رہی کہ کسی طرح اس نظام کو ٹھیک کیا جائے، کیونکہ اس نظام میں رہتے ہوئے ہم سبھی کہیں نہ کہیں بے اختیار ہیں، سارے اختیارات ہونے کے باوجود بھی۔ تو جس اختیار میں یہ ہے اس میں ایک بہت کوشش اور کاوش کرتے ہیں۔ اگر ہم آج کی اس تقریب کا فائدہ اٹھائیں تو آپ سب جو یہاں سینٹ ممبرز بیٹھے ہیں، پروفیسرز ہیں، اور آپ ہی کے پاس سے اسٹوڈنٹس پڑھ کے نکلتے ہیں اور اس معاشرے میں اپنا مقام بناتے ہیں، تو ہمیں کوشش یہ بھی کرنی ہے کہ جہاں ہم ان کو ایک اچھا ڈاکٹر، انجینئر اور پولیٹیشین بنا لیتے ہیں، تو کہیں ہمیں اسے اچھا انسان بنانے کی بھی کوشش کرنی چاہیے، کیونکہ ہمارے پاس سب کچھ ہے، اس ملک کے پاس سب کچھ ہے، کہیں اچھے انسانوں کی کمی ہے اور کہیں رائٹ پرسن رائٹ جاب والی بات ہے، صحیح مینج نہیں کر پا رہے ہم اس ملک کو، اور کہیں نہ کہیں ہم سب اس کوتاہی میں شامل ہیں۔ ہمیں ایک سب سے بڑی کمی جو اب نظر آ رہی ہے وہ ہم میں سے نیشنلزم ختم ہوتا جا رہا ہے، ہم فرقوں اور قومیتوں میں بٹ چکے ہیں۔ اب ہم اپنے آپ کو پاکستانی نہیں کہتے، ہم کسی بلوچی دوست سے پوچھیں گے تو وہ کہے گا میں چاغی کا رہنے والا ہوں یا زیارت کا، پنجاب کے دوست سے پوچھیں گے تو کہے گا میں سیالکوٹ کا ہوں، فیصل آباد کا ہوں، خیبر پختونخوا، سوات، مالاکنڈ، اور سندھ میں بھی کوئی شکارپور کا ہے تو کوئی لاڑکانہ کا۔ ہمیں ڈھونڈنا ہے کہ پاکستانی کہاں ہے، جیسے کہ ترقی پذیر ممالک میں جن کی مثالیں ہمارے بعد شروع ہوئی ہیں، ترکیہ کی مثال لے لیں، وہاں آپ کسی سے پوچھیں تو وہ بڑے فخر سے کہتا ہے کہ میں ترک ہوں، کسی ملیشین سے پوچھیں تو وہ ملئی کہتا ہے، اور پڑوسی ملک بھارت سے بھی پوچھیں تو بڑے فخر سے وہاں کے مسلمان بھی کہتے ہیں کہ ہم ہندوستانی ہیں۔ تو ہمیں بھی اچھا پاکستانی بننا ہے، اور وہ آپ لوگ بنا سکتے ہیں، کیونکہ تربیت تو آپ لوگوں نے ہی کرنی ہے۔ اگر ہم اچھا پاکستانی نہیں بنیں گے تو 75 سال کے بعد جو کچھ آج حالات ہیں، آنے والی نئی نسل کے لیے اور برے حالات ہوں گے۔ تو ہمیں کوشش کرنی چاہیے کہ ہم وہ کچھ کر جائیں جو ہم سے توقع کی جاتی ہے اور لوگ سوچتے ہیں کہ کیا کرنا ہے۔ تو یہاں کچھ شاعری کی بھی بات ہوئی تو اسی زبان میں بھی بتا دوں کہ چلو کوئی ایسا کام کر جائیں وطن کے لیے، چلو کوئی ایسا کام کر جائیں وطن کے لیے کہ ہمارا نام رہ جائے بس وطن کے لیے۔ تو ہم کوشش کریں تو اپنے وطن کے لیے سب کچھ کر سکتے ہیں۔ آج کا دن میرے لیے بھی بہت خوشی کا باعث ہے کہ جس صوبے میں اللہ تعالیٰ نے مجھے ایک منصب پر بٹھایا، اسی صوبے کے چیف منسٹر کو میرے ہاتھوں سے سند دی گئی، اور میں یہ امید کروں گا کہ جس محنت اور لگن سے مراد علی شاہ صاحب کام کر رہے ہیں، آج کے اس پروگرام کے بعد اپنی اس محنت اور لگن کو اور زیادہ بڑھائیں گے، کیونکہ آج ان کی اپنی یونیورسٹی نے ان کو ایک اعزازی ڈاکٹریٹ کی ڈگری دی ہے، اور ریکگنائز کیا ہے کہ انہوں نے جو کام اس صوبے میں کیے ہیں اس کو یہ یونیورسٹی ریکگنائز کرتی ہے، ان کو اعزازی ڈگری دی گئی ہے۔ تو امید ہے کہ انشاءاللہ وہ سب کچھ کریں گے۔ آخری اس شعر کے ساتھ، جب میں پہلے فرسٹ ٹائم اس کانووکیشن میں آیا تھا NED میں، اس دن بھی یہ شعر میں نے کہا تھا اور آج بھی کہہ رہا ہوں کہ ہم سب جو چاہیں کر سکتے ہیں، ارادہ، نیت اور کردار کی ضرورت ہے۔ ہمیں کسی کی بھی باہر کی مدد نہیں چاہیے۔ اگر ہم یہ ٹھان لیں کہ ہمیں اپنے ملک کو، اپنے صوبے کو ٹھیک کرنا ہے، آپ یقین جانیے ہم سب مل کر کر سکتے ہیں، صرف ارادہ اور نیت چاہیے۔ تو اس شعر کے ساتھ کہ جب اپنا قافلہ عزم و یقین سے نکلے گا، جہاں سے چاہیں گے رستہ وہیں سے نکلے گا، وطن کی مٹی مجھے ایڑیاں رگڑنے دے، وطن کی مٹی مجھے ایڑیاں رگڑنے دے، مجھے یقین ہے کہ یہ چشمہ یہیں سے نکلے گا، مجھے یقین ہے کہ یہ چشمہ NED یونیورسٹی سے نکلے گا۔ और आप प्रोफेसर साहिबान के हाथ से निकलेगा। अल्लाह ताला पाकिस्तान का हामी और नासिर हो और हम सब मिलकर ये अहद कर लें कि हमें इस मुल्क के लिए, इस वतन के लिए कुछ ज़रूर करना है। एक बार मैं मुराद अली शाह साहब को फिर मुबारकबाद देता हूँ और आज मुझे पता है कि उनकी बेटी सामने बैठी हैं और एक बेटी के लिए इससे ज़्यादा खुशी का दिन कोई नहीं हो सकता। तो आपकी पूरी फैमिली को मेरी तरफ से और NED की तरफ से बहुत मुबारक। शुक्रिया।
I'd request the Governor Sindh and the Chief Minister Sindh and Vice Chancellor for a group photograph. We now request the Honorable Chancellor to declare the first special convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now depart. You are all requested once again to please rise and remain standing until your